All right, so have you guys heard about the kids YouTuber named Blippi? Yeah, I know you guys don't have kids, so you might not know Blippi.
Can't say I do.
All
I
right.
do have kids, but I don't know who Blippi is.
Oh my God, dude, you gotta know Blippi. Okay, so Blippi is, I would say, the best kids YouTuber, okay? Because they got Ryan's World, right? And everybody knows Ryan's World. I'm sorry. Hopefully, they're not gonna watch this, but one of his parents is kind of annoying. All right, I'm not. That's all I'm gonna say. People who watch Ryan's World know what I'm talking about. And it's also not very educational. It's all just kind of let's look at slime and let's play and like kids like watching it. It's entertaining. That's fine, but they're not really learning a whole lot. When my son was growing up, between the ages of I'll say like 2 to 5, love Blippi, and I also enjoyed watching Blippi because it's actually educational and it's like you could bear watching it, right? And I remember when I was first seeing it, I looked up who Blippi was because, he kind of reminded me of myself. He's around my age, dressing up silly and kind of, doing his thing with kids. And I used to joke about how I could do that because I like playing with kids, but I'm not going to do that. But apparently now, Blippi, which his name is Stephen John, is now worth over $75 million, which is insane to me because I remember when I first started watching him with Marcus, he didn't appear to be that successful. Like he didn't appear to be like, that. One thing I know with kids YouTube channels is they get pretty good ad revenue because they're very family friendly, right? People who want to reach parents and so on. There's a lot of advertisers wanting to reach those parents, right? But the other thing too is that kids will rewatch the same videos. So he has videos that have 1 billion views, or maybe not 1 billion, but hundreds of millions of views, right? Because kids are just rewatching the same things over and over again. I also see him reusing his videos and creating compilations and stuff like that, right? So he'll make one video and then there's other channels of compilations. There's a lot of Blippi videos. But what's interesting about Blippi is Stephen John, he used to be a digital marketer just like us. He used to be the kind of guy going to TNC and doing that sort of thing. So he had a marketing agency doing SEO or something like that. And then he started, becoming Blippi. And
I
so
can see why, Matt, you're
I think
thinking
it's
about pulling out
cool.
the old bow tie and hat and doing some kids videos.
It would be embarrassing. Honestly, I think I could because I am really good with kids. Like when I go to the park with my son, I control all the children. Like I make them all play together, and like people always laugh about it. I have like a bunch of little water guns, and I'll bring all the water guns and make all the kids have a water fight, and like, you know. So I think I could probably pull it off. But yeah, I just think there's like a big market for kids YouTubers. There's also another one called Genevieve's Playhouse, and what they do is they take toys and they just they like make a movie with the toys, right? Like make the voice, like, yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, like that kind of thing. And they're actually entertaining. Like they have some animation to it and stuff. I've watched a few of them that are like pretty good. Like they're pretty funny. I actually try to get Marcus into. He now knows how to use iMovie and so on, and so I'm getting him into making movies with his toys because he barely plays with his toys. He loves his iPad and he loves making videos. Right? He's got his own YouTube channel. Super epic, Mr. Marcus. I got a shout out. So it's. I just think there's a huge market for kids YouTubers. I'm just curious you guys' thoughts on making kids content.
Well, I grew up watching Sesame Street, and I certainly was able to watch the same episodes over and over again as a kid too. So I can totally understand that. I love that this is an opportunity for an individual to jump on YouTube and create things for kids and get exceptionally wealthy from it. Because I remember hearing whatever it was, Blue's Clues, Barney the dinosaur. Where I grew up in Australia, there was the Wiggles. There was so many like things, and these were like superstar rock stars for kids. They'd have concerts and tens of thousands of kids would show up, and you knew they were making a crazy amount of money because they get syndicated around the world on every single English TV network, every single country that speaks English. So this is just a modern day equivalent of it. I mean, only thing I guess I'm a little jealous because I don't feel like I would be at all good at this, Matt. I'm not like you. I would not want to try and be entertaining for kids in any shape or form. So,
Well, it's funny. Anyone who's like an early childhood educator, they get paid like almost minimum wage, right? And if they really love kids, entertaining kids, like starting a YouTube channel where you're teaching kids various things. When I want Marcus to watch YouTube, I want him to watch something semi-educational versus just like kind of like dumb stuff. Like I remember like Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is Peppa Pig. It's okay, but it's like Peppa Pig is like completely not educational at all, right, is actually kind of like
Oh, yeah.
counterintuitive. To
I think I learned how to
education.
count thanks to Sesame
know?
Street. I'm pretty sure the count on Sesame Street, the guy who would do count,
Right.
like Count Dracula.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't remember
Dracula.
learning to count
Yeah.
how to count anywhere else. So it's got to be Sesame Street.
Yeah. Tom? How are you with allowing your kids to like watch YouTube? Do you let them? Do they have kids YouTube, or you let them have regular YouTube?
Yeah, kids YouTube, but only in Spanish. So that's how I do it. I'm like, if they watch anything, it's going to be in Spanish. So I just try
Why
to make them,
Spanish?
because I want them to be bilingual. It's an easy one to start with. So
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
so actually Peppa Pig we watch in Spanish if we watch it at all.
Oh.
And so then there's
With
there's
subtitles or what?
maybe not. But again, it's funny because when I was traveling around the world, it's like we'd be in Vietnam and like going to get laundry done, and it would be like the son of the parent who runs the laundromat would be like translating for the parent. And I remember asking him like, how'd you learn English? He's like, TV. So I'm just like reversing it for our kids. Like if they're going to watch TV, it's always in Spanish.
Interesting.
So, but
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, the one I look at actually is Coco Melon. Was the one I was looking at. I almost thought about like reaching out and trying to interview those people because I was fascinated by it when I first had kids. I was like, well, we need to keep them distracted with something. So, I started to look into these spaces, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I don't want their brain to melt just watching the screen. So I want it to be
Right.
educational or some value. Again, the Spanish thing gives it a little bit of value in my mind, because then they're learning it and they're able to kind of communicate with it and speak it. But I do find the whole niche very fascinating. Like just an almost infinite amount of money it seems like you can make in it. So again, the $75 million net worth of Blippi, haven't even heard of him, but doesn't surprise me. I think there's probably a lot of creators making a lot of money in that space.
Blippi did the thing where he did like translating his videos. So I think he has a Spanish channel. I think he has a few other ones like that. So he did that. He got a shoe deal with K-Swiss. So K-Swiss was trying to work with creators. Apparently it didn't really work out for them because they did the Gary V's shoes. You remember that? That was the first one they did.
I was going to say,
They
do
did
those
one
still
with
exist?
Blippi. I don't know if they still exist. I'm not sure. But I heard that it wasn't working, their strategy anyways. But they had the shoes for Blippi. I tried to get them, but they weren't available in Canada. It was a little difficult to get. But he does have merch and toys and stuff like that. But I'm guessing he's just making boatloads of money from the AdSense because it's family-friendly content. All the advertisers want that.
It's the engagement.
Right? So I think
It's got to be the engagement. You think about the video
Yeah.
plays all the way through. There's no like attention deficit with a 3-year-old.
Oh, right. That's right.
They're usually not
And it's
controlling
like-
the screen too oftentimes.
That's right. You just set it and
Yeah.
you forget it, right? You just let it play. Even like those ads are just going to play because no one's there to skip it,
But
And I wonder how much of it, like we used to watch a lot of it on the Apple TV, right? Not even on like YouTube, app or on your phone and stuff, right? So, yeah.